been more than a year since the coronavirus was first declared a pandemic. We have vaccines now, but still there are hurdles ahead. Variants of coronavirus are on rise, and there has been surge of COVID-19 cases, leading to lots of dilemma about various strains and their relevance to vaccine. In this episode, I, Dr. Bharat Jagyasi, spoke to Professor Reena Shah about different variants of coronavirus and their relevance to vaccine. Dr. Reena Shah is infectious disease specialist. She's Director Section Head Infectious Disease Department of Medicine, Aga Khan University Hospital, Nairobi. Professor Shah, welcome to podcast ISCCM.
Thank you, Bharat, and it's an honor to be on your show. Thank you.
So just wanted to ask you, Dr. Shah, what are the common types of strains of SARS-CoV-2 virus and which one are the really responsible for the second wave in India?
Thank you for the question, Bharat. Just a little bit of background. We know that viruses constantly change through mutation, and it's expected viruses inherently mutate. And we would expect new variants of a virus to occur over time. Sometimes these variants come and go, but other times they hang around and persist. And there have been multiple documented COVID-19 variants during this pandemic. Coronaviruses are named that because they have spike proteins, and scientists monitor changes in the virus, including the spikes and the surface, through genetic analysis of the virus to help us understand how changes may affect how it spreads, how it causes diseases, and what happens to the people who are infected with it.
Yeah.
And there's a big registry that looks at it. So these variants are categorized according to VOI, which is variant of interest, VOC, which is variant of concern, or VAHC, which is variant of high concern. And there are number of variants of concern in India at the moment. And the one that everyone's talking about, and I'll talk about first, is the double mutant strain, which is the B1617 variant. And it contains mutations from two separate virus variants. And these are called E484Q and L452R. And this mutant strain was found in samples of saliva collected from Maharashtra, Punjab, and Delhi. According to health experts, the L452R variant was first found in the US, whereas the E484Q is indigenous from India. And it was identified by genomic sequencing in India by the INSACOG group. And it's found that these two mutants make it highly infectious with high transmission rates. And it seems that it's able to surpass the immune defenses. So that's the first mutant. And if I can go into the other variants, the second common one is the UK strain, which we call the B117 variant, and which was first reported in India in December 2020. And since then, there have been lots and lots of cases described in Punjab. And it's believed that this strain is 70% more transmissible than the regular COVID-19 strain. The third one is a South African strain, or the B1351 variant. And this was first reported in India in February. And it contains the N501Y mutation, which makes it more transmissible. And it's believed that this makes it less susceptibility to antibody neutralization than the previous variants. And the fourth common one is a Brazilian strain, which has very recently, as of March 30th, been found in Maharashtra. So the reason for the interest in all these strains is we need to know how quickly they're spreading from person to person. What we don't know is whether these variants, even though they're more transmissible, whether they're causing more severe disease. Some people believe that maybe it's more transmissible, but the disease severity is less, but we're not sure. And we'll wait for time to tell us this. And of course, the golden question is would vaccines work against these strains?
Yeah, this is what I was coming to. That was my second question. So how should we be worried about the efficacy of vaccines against these current strains? I mean, your take on that, please.
Yeah. So there are a number of vaccines. Of course, we have the Covishield and the Covaxin. That's in India. Yes. The preliminary data from scientists in India shows that these two vaccines do work against the double mutant strain. But we have to wait for more data to come through because it's very preliminary data. But the good news is it is looking promising that it probably would work. In terms of the other strains, the Pfizer, the Moderna, the other vaccines, which I don't believe are available in India yet. If I can just give you the figures, for example, the Moderna vaccine is 94% efficacious against the US-UK strain. And this is when I talk about efficacy, it's after the two doses, not just the one dose. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is 95% efficacious against the US-UK strain, but we don't know about the South African strain. The Oxford AstraZeneca, which is the Covishield, is 82% efficacious against the US-UK strain, but is believed to only work for 10% against the South African B.1.351 strain. And the Johnson & Johnson is 72% against the US-UK strain, but only 57% against the B.1.351 strain. So I think a lot more data and a lot more research is required to say that this is the efficacy it is, because viruses will continue to mutate. We'll be seeing different mutations. But what the data from the West is showing that even though, so there is getting the infection and getting severe infection. And the data from the West shows that if you do get vaccinated, it doesn't prevent you getting the virus, but it prevents you getting severe disease. And I think that's the most important thing, that as long as you're not getting severe disease requiring hospitalization, requiring oxygen, require medication, but you're getting asymptomatic disease, that is probably good enough, that you're not ending up getting sick. You're getting the virus, you're having very mild disease, and you're being at home. And that's why vaccination is just such a must in this pandemic.
So that's what it is. I mean, we are. It's a good news kind of. If we get vaccinated, even if I get the disease, I'm not going to die out of it. It's just going to be a mild disease. So in a
Correct.
way, as you very nicely put it up, vaccination is must. So as you said, strains are going to come up is the nature of the virus. So is it going to happen once we get vaccinated, we might need booster doses over a period of time?
Probably, we probably will. It depends on how much the virus mutates and what variants get circulated. So if you look at other viruses, for example, influenza, you need to be vaccinated every year. So we, as the scientists do work with these variants and what research shows, we may require booster doses. It's really not clear at this moment how soon the booster dose will be required, whether it'll be every year, it'll be 6 monthly, or whether it'll be every 5 years. But it's going to be very likely that that's going to happen. And we just watch the space for science to tell us how soon we would need a booster dose.
Thanks, Dr. Shah. Thanks for joining me. It was lovely talking to you. Hopefully, we speed up the vaccination drive without much worrying about the strain and get the level of infection down to live a normal life. Thanks for being with us.
And thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
That's all for today. ICCM Podcast is production of Indian Society of Critical Care Medicine. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. See you again.